Round one, we have the choice, playing first, and I think we better maul that. Nope, that's a big issue. Well, let's go to 5. I think the 5-lander with oppressive raise does not seem like a winning strategy. Alright, I guess I'll keep this. So, immediately punished for playing 16 lands. Got the old 1-lander, 5-lander, 1-lander. Never really what you want to see. There we go. So we want to open with the Pegasus so that we can use the raise the alarm to great effect. Green white. Good strategy. Well, it was a good draw. Unfortunately, we're a bit short on mana for it. Uh-oh. Well, I guess Oppressive Raise helps with that. Doesn't seem like it's coming anytime soon. I mean, the thing is, I still don't really regret the 16 land decision. Mostly because we're like one resource short of being able to cast a triplicate spirits right now, even with the 2 lands. So I don't know. It still made sense to me. I don't think that I was wrong in playing 16 lands. I think it was just basically, I mean, look at it. We're on a mult of 5 right now, and we're still doing pretty good. Like we would have done substantially better had I had a keepable 7-card hand. But even at 5 cards, we're doing all right. You know. I think I'm more tempted if I get the 4th land to just drop the Griffin, because I'd rather Marked by Honor my Griffin if he leaves the Spider-Man open, which he did this time. Guess I could just double Oppressive Raise the Spider. It's pretty good. Does he have a Raise the Alarm of his own? I don't really have a lot of luxuries here, so I'm just gonna... I mean, I could just pass, but I think I'd rather be a little more proactive. So let's just stop this spider. Basically has to leave 6 lands up to do anything with spider, so at least we've got that out of the way. Alright, it's pretty good. Guys, the Moors is pretty good as well. Not ready to chump just yet. Got a bit of a life total to throw around at the moment, so I don't need to get too preemptive with that. So he left his mana open, understandably, so he could block the Geist of the Moors, pay his 6 mana. So I think at this point we're just going to let him do it. And then drop my Razorfoot Griffin. So I'm going to swing with the Geist of the Moors. I mean, it's a 3-for-1, which does suck. But what can I say? I've been off lands the whole game, so it just felt correct. So now I'll follow up with a Griffin. And that way, if he gets another Spider, I can March by Honor it. Otherwise, I can March by Honor my Pegasus for some life gain. So depending on what he plays. Still in a decent spot, though I admit me having 2 cards to my opponent's 6 is a bit worrisome. We can afford to take some more damage currently. Sunblade Elf is quite good. And March by Honor on it. Alright. It's pretty good too. I think we're still okay though, believe it or not. Yeah, it's not bad. Alright, so we're going to March by Honor our Pegasus. The lifelink is going to be of tremendous help here. Could hunt the weak our guy, but I guess at the very least we're getting some more lifelink out of it, so not too shabby here. I think it's about that time where we have to start chump blocking, but thankfully the Raise the Alarm is going to be very helpful with that. Chump a Midnight Guard. Alright, Charging Rhino, that's pretty tolerable. I think we're still okay, especially with the Raise the Alarm. There we go. It's actually beautiful. Yeah, that's actually perfect. So here's what we do. Although I guess the Raise the Alarm is actually the safe play. I mean, technically, I can do both, can't I? Alright. Yeah, let's just get in. Let's just do both. I think that's the wise plan. Well, I guess the issue with doing Triplicate Spirits here is I'd have to chump block with all of them. So I guess I should have just... Yeah, I guess I should have just surprised on the soldiers, but that's okay. Because the thing is, if I cast Triplicate Spirits here, I'm just going to have to basically lose them all. So I'd rather lose my soldiers, I guess. That does make more sense. It's going to prevent me from casting Triplicate Spirits if I attack with the Griffin and the Pegasus, but I think we're still okay. He basically has to get rid of both of our flyers here. So Hunt the Weak plus a Reach dude. Hunt the Weak plus Plummet. He's at 1 health. Alright, so we won on a mull to 5. That is pretty telling of the power level of your deck, which is nice. Unfortunately, we've got the Pillar of Light actually for the Marked by Honor. We didn't end up picking up the Solemn Offering, which I'm regretting a little bit, but I'm trying to think what I picked over it. I think I picked a Shaman of Spring over it, so I thought we could still end up in green at that point, but I was just a little bit more intrigued by the mono white. I don't really think we have a sideboard for him, so let's just try it again. Round 2, opponent is playing first. I'll keep this hand. Not very quick, but I don't know. Doesn't seem worth mulliganing. I do dislike the 5 land hands, but at least we have a couple spells, I guess. Not the best spells we could have, admittedly. Oh, got a good draw, though, so that's good news. I actually like holding off on the Radiant Fountain. It's like better to not let him know that we have 2 life out of nowhere, you know, in those situations where he wants to race really quick. Sometimes the 2 life can throw off the math enough where it screws him up pretty bad. Raise the alarm off the top would obviously be a big bomb right now. Sanctified Charge isn't bad, so let's drop our Swift Claw. Trying to think if I'm going to trade a Swift Claw for a Swift Claw. I would prefer not to, but then again, I'm going to at least have to take 2 more turns of beatdown with it, and I'm probably not going to be able to strike in with mine. So I think it's actually a wiser idea to just trade, or attempt to trade, rather. Only because it's going to take me 2 more turns. If it didn't, I would be more inclined to just take it 1 turn, but taking 6 damage so I can stop it later, it just seems like puts me too far behind. Soulmender. Alright, Spider. Selfless Cathar is actually not bad. So let's drop the Cathar. Next turn we get the Griffin, and then I think we're actually in, yeah, we're actually in Seraph mode at that point. So then we can set up for a nice Sanctified Charge. So we actually have a game plan. I think that's reasonable. We are going to take a little bit of beatdown damage here, but then we're at least in Griffin territory. And we still have our Fountain. No reason to trade. I want to efficiently cast my Seraph and have my Seraph be a reasonable power toughness. Wayfinder, not that intimidating, so he's only got 1 card left, which is great news because his board state is not super impressive. Let's see what you reveal to me. Oppressive Raise, Runeclaw Bear, Paragon. I don't even think Oppressive Raise is that great against us. It's pretty good on the Seraph, I guess, but it's not even that great against us. Runeclaw Bear, Paragon. I think Oppressive Raise is actually much better against him than it is against us, in my opinion. Pillar of Light. Pretty useful, especially since we know he's got double Marked by Honor. So let's drop the Griffin and pass. Great news for us since we actually have a nice first strike blocker for his little 1/1s. And he's going to be more inclined to want to keep his Spider back. He probably boarded in some plummets, is my assumption, or at least one plummet. So we're going to have to deal with that, but that's all right. I can beat plummet. We have double triplicate spirit with sanctified charge, so we're on a game plan that I know is tried and tested and works well. It's just we have to survive to that point. Did he forget to use Soul Mender? I think he did, because he's at 20 health. Maybe it was summoning sick, but I don't think it was. I think he just forgot to use it. Been seeing a lot of that. Maybe I'm guilty of it too. I don't know. Actually, I so rarely play Soul Mender that probably isn't a big concern for me. Well, it's a pretty easy taking 2 damage. No plays. All right. All right. Well, let's play our Radiant Fountain, gain our life, and we'll drop a Seraph, who's only a 3/3, but we'll see how that works out for us. All right, he remembered this time. If he gets the Marked by Honor on the Netcaster Spider, we're in a really great place. We get to pillar it and start beating in. I'd much rather see a Marked by Honor than, say, a Hunt the Weak on our Seraph, since he'd be able to strike us for 6. All right, that's great. I have the out for that, so that's just good. If he had attacked with the spider, I would have pondered not blocking, but so we have 6 lands, not quite enough to do the pillar and the Razorfoot Griffin. I can swing with Griffin Seraph and then Sanctified Charge if he gets tricky. I can also offer the trade with the Seraph of the Masses, but it doesn't seem worth it just yet. I think the right choice is to just hold up pillar and save ourselves some damage. So we're going to chill out this turn. Forgot to use the Soul Mender again. I guess I'm not playing around Ranger's Guile by waiting, but I know he's got double Marked by Honor. I think that was my main thing. Ephemeral Shields doesn't do anything. It's pretty much just Ranger's Guile or bust. Well, he did have the exact spell he needed, unfortunately for us. So things are going to be much more difficult now. I don't think I want to chump the Selfless Cathar, so we'll just go ahead and take a bajillion damage here. Unhappily, of course, as per usual. Alright, so we'll play our land, we'll play a Griffin. We're going to bash with the Seraph. He'll probably block with the Spider. We'll blow up our Cathar. We're in a tough place here, but I'm going to try my best. Yeah, Ranger's Guile. I think the most shocking thing about Ranger's Guile is, did he see a single piece of removal from us the last game? I don't think he saw one single piece of removal from us the last game. So the fact that he kept Ranger's Guile in is, I guess, oppressive raise, but I don't know. Does Ranger's Guile even seem worth it for like oppressive raise? All he saw was oppressive raise. It's a 1 mana spell. And once it's resolved, Ranger Scowl doesn't do anything against it. So, I don't know. I'm a little bit surprised, to say the least. Do I take 6 more? It seems like that's a bit too dangerous, so guess we'll block here. Still have Banishing Light, which is another out for the Silverback. Bronze Sable is a chump block at least. We're at 7 mana, so I guess we can do both technically. And as long as I can chump, we're okay. Alright, I guess we gotta go for it here. Not a ton else we can do. Certainly wouldn't mind if he didn't block. I mean, pretty much broadcasting that we've got Sanctified Charge, but I don't mind. And of course, he had that Plummet as his last card, which is, once again, dreadfully bad for us, but I don't know what to tell you. He's just drawn too hot this game. Plummet and the Ranger Scowl were the 2 cards he needed. So I guess we'll charge now since he doesn't have any cards left. One of the more underwhelming Sanctified Charges our deck can have, since we literally have so many token goodies that would make our Seraph immensely better. I should have just played the Bronze Sable pre-combat, but since he blocked it anyway, it actually didn't end up mattering. But 2 Triplicate Spirits, two Raise the Alarm, so many opportunities to start capitalizing here that we're just not, unfortunately, getting. I think we just damage prevention mode here. Creature token, please. Midnight Guard works. Just racing the fastest we can. So we have so many draws right now that would be of huge benefit to us. Raise the Alarms, of course, so 2 of those, 2 Triplicate Spirits, that's 4 cards that would help. Banishing, the Banishing spell would help, of course. Tapping out, forcing me to block the Silverback. Any of our token spells, the Banishing at this point would still help, because he can only deal 3, so... Well, that is, it's actually helpful. I think the problem is I have to chump block with the thing anyway. So it's probably wiser to chump block with the Seraph, because the Seraph is going to be getting smaller once the Razorfoot Griffin dies. But that might actually be wrong, because if I draw Raise the Alarm or Triplicate Spirits, it's going to get enormous again. And that might be, yeah, that actually is my one way to win. So I think I marked by honor my Razorfoot Griffin. We're going to get in for 6, and then I have to top deck Triplicate Spirits, and then I can win. I think that gives me my 1 out. I guess alternatively I could I could Marked by Honor my Seraph, not swing with the Griffin, just swing with the Seraph. Chump block this Ancient, and then he can't attack with those guys. That's actually not that bad, and that brings him to 6. And it's still lethal if I get Raise the Alarm. No, I only deal... That makes Raise the Alarm not lethal, but it also makes... it still keeps Triplicate Spirits lethal, and it lets me have a blocker for any of his 1/1s. I guess I'm going to prioritize the Seraph being a little bit better here. Should I just play to my 1 out? Okay, so I think I'm just going to swing with the Seraph here. So I can chump block with the Razorfoot Griffin. He can't swing with his other dudes. Alright. Pretty rough. Token Spell would be of immense help right now. Sanctified Charge lets me get in for 5 only. So if I had done this the other way, if I had done the Razorfoot Griffin, I would have won. Because it would have been a 4/4, and then I could have boosted it by 2. So I played for my token effects to win me the game, and then it turned out Sanctified Charge was the card I was looking for. So I botched it, I screwed it up, and I lost. But had the opportunity to win, I just did not play to the right card. So unfortunate that luck would have it. I had the chance to win, but I made the Marked by Honor decision that ended up losing me the game. So disappointed with that, but that's all right. Nothing else. I still don't think I want anything else. Him having the plummet it sucks. I can't do anything about it. I think we just keep it the same, try it again. Now that I know he's got Ranger's Guile, I've got to, I guess, pay closer attention to that. I don't know. But let's try it again. All right, we'll play first, and yeah, we can keep it. Very good hand. Quite aggressive. Got the charge to finish it off. 1 resource short of Triplicate Spirits currently, but I like this hand a lot. I think it is a very, very powerful hand. Makes the plummet less good against us. Actually, believe it or not, don't think I want to make the trade. Sunblade Elf is so strong, though. See, the reason I don't want to make the trade is, well, good. I'm glad he didn't either. It makes it a little bit easier. Let's swing for 2 then. Maybe he doesn't want to. If he doesn't want to trade, then I'll go in. I didn't want to make the trade if he attacks, but if he doesn't want to make the trade, then I'd rather attack. All right, he can play a trick. I'm gonna have to worry about that eventually anyway. Is it Ranger's Guile? Gather Courage, all right. Well, it's game 3. I never saw the card, so I'm not going to play around a card I never saw. We still have the resources to get our triplicate spirits, so I don't mind as much. But I am surprised a little bit, just because we didn't see any trick other than Ranger's Guile in all the matches, and this wouldn't have been the place to play Ranger's Guile. So I didn't play around Gather Courage because I didn't see it. No plays. Still think I'm attacking in. Gotta get in eventually. Alright, didn't have the trick that time, so thankfully. Let's get our Griffin out there. And then we're in triplicate spirits territory into Sanctified Charge, which is quite powerful. Alright. We're still in triplicate spirits territory, so I don't mind that. We have better flyers anyway. Swiftclaw, not that big of a deal when we've got triplicate spirits, so we're okay. Still don't think I can comfortably swing with Midnight Guard. He might make that trade. So I think we're just going to bust the old triplicate spirits here. I can also oppressive raise the Sunblade Elf, thereby almost guaranteeing he's not going to be able to use that activated ability anytime soon. So next turn we've got the Sanctified Charge, which gets us a bunch of damage. Two cards left in his hand. Or take this. Ooh. So he left his mana open. What does he have for instant speed? Makes me not want to Sanctified Charge yet, so I think we're just going to bash in. I could do a lot of damage, but I think I'm just going to swing in for now. Play the Cathar. Untap our dude. Play the Oppressive Raise on the Elf. So that ability is pretty much nullified. Alright, whatever. You can have it. I think with our team next turn, Sanctified Charge is likely lethal. Go past his blockers. Alright, that's awful. I was wondering what I was trying to play around, and I've never been blown out by a hunter's ambush in that way, so yeah, he got us. I was wondering what I was trying to play around, what he was keeping his mana up for, and I've never been blown out by hunter's ambush that way, so he got me. I had no idea. Taking far too much damage now. Alright. Got me for $1 billion. At least this thing trades. Oh, why did I do that? Such a nub move. Stupid Midnight Guard. Yeah, that was just a stupid play. Very stupid play. Now I don't feel comfortable attacking with the Midnight Guard. This way, I guess we lose to Hunt the Weak. We haven't seen it in 3 games. I'm trying to think if the clock is different. 6. So stupid. So stupid for playing a Resco Swiftclaw pre-combat. Absolutely just the dumbest. Alright, I'm just going to stop beating myself up. Negative thinking. It's not going to do me any good here. So let's just try and fix this situation as much as I can. So basically, if he Hunt the Weaks, either of my guys I'm going to die. Or I guess if he Hunt the Weaks there, I'm going to die. Because then he'll just attack with both. They'll both have 3 power. So if I leave back a Spirit, I'm only going to be able to get in for 3 here, which takes him to 10. I'm trying to think how much less lethal that is. I actually have no idea. I haven't seen Hunt the Weak. Should I play around it? I'm just having so much difficulty deciding right now. I'm wondering if this extra 1 damage is absolutely imminently important, and I just don't know. I just don't know. I'm not going to play around Hunt the Weak. Here's the thing, actually. I don't have to play around Hunt the Weak now that I think about it. I finally have figured it out. Even if he Hunts the Weak, I just sack the Cathar, so either of my guys would trade with a Hunt the Weak. And then I lose to Hot Soup, of course, with the land play, no less, just to make it even more of an insult and slap in my face. Yeah, very, very disappointed with this loss. Very upset about this loss. All right, I'll see you guys in round 2.